Right, we're live again with another episode of Red Lion Live something. Us talking. How's it going? This is probably one of my better intros, to be honest. If we're gonna really think about it, all the intros I've done, this is probably one of the better ones, which is a shame. I'm Nick E. Dixon, and I'm joined once again by my co-hosts. In fact, no. We're gonna do the special guest first. So forget I'm Nick E. Dixon. We're Red Line Pitch, and we're joined by a special guest today, Anime Amy. What are you saying?
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
It's weird seeing you on here because usually you're just on the chat.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit weird being here and the whole
screens and stuff.
being seen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and cameras and all that stuff. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It's like being on television, but no one's watching it.
Well, someone will be watching soon. I'm sure we'll have people watching. Like Vicky will probably join us in a bit.
She will. Yeah, more trolling. Yeah, proper trolling.
Person is the word we're looking for.
Person. That's correct. Yes.
And no, maybe I should go back into the comments so that you've got that extra person.
Oh no! You're much better. It's fine. Don't worry.
The viewing figures have been slashed in half this week.
I'm going to get warnings from YouTube. Yeah, so actually, it's been slashed in half. 50% less people were watching it today. Okay, so yes, I'm Nicky Dixon. I'm joined once again by, welcome by the way, Amy, but I'm joined once again by my co-host, Mr.
I'm Mike. I've got a fast back.
Continues.
Yeah, always continues when you're living my life.
Do you have another disrespect story?
Just living my life in general. Whenever Pedro is or might be on television or all over TikTok or whatever, I get them sent to me. But now I get the memes. I get the memes about the woman sending them to her boyfriend or husband now as well.
Oh, okay.
So she knows that she's being disrespectful with it.
Yeah.
I just sent Vicky a video of Pedro using a whip.
Yeah.
I haven't sent it. I've not sent any for a while.
For a while. I mean, these are people that are throwing fuel on the fire of disrespect. I'm enjoying this.
Isn't it?
But the memes are so funny. I mean, it's kind of hard not to sit, giggle, and send them to Vicky, who appreciates them.
Exactly. You know your audience.
He's just such a handsome daddy.
Absolutely. And it's not the first time you said it. And let's introduce this guy before. Mr. Alan Talent, a.k.a. Lil London. Why are you Lil London?
Because it's funnier when you were there. But Little London, because I'm in Watford. I was downstairs in the bar before I was watching football. Obviously, everyone's a United fan because I'm obviously right next door to Salford. So then we were talking about it being Salford, like Watford and London in general, just being Salford overspill. And so now it's just Little London. So and I thought actually it's a great name.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to call yourself. Fantastic.
So it's like, yeah. Brilliant. I mean, it was going to be Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. for life.
Right.
But this was better.
I mean, we wouldn't have seen your face with all that title, would we? I mean, that's a lot of title there. Yeah.
I mean, maybe next week I'll just have a picture. Maybe I'll just have a picture of Sarah Michelle Gellar here and Freddie Prinze Jr. here, and me just in the middle, like a happy sandwich.
Oh, that's nice. A happy sandwich.
Yeah.
Could you call it? Could you call it like a franchise, the Happy Sandwich? It sounds no.
I reckon
it sounds a bit. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
A franchise of sex shops.
Yeah.
The Happy Sandwich.
The Happy Sandwich. Yeah. Would there be a cafe in there as well? Because all this talk of.
Yeah, but it only serves baguettes and sushi.
Yes. Think of any other erotic food. Yeah.
Donuts.
Oysters.
Oh, donuts! Yeah. Wow. We've been literally going for a couple of minutes, and Amy's already she's already joined the team. Fantastic stuff. What exactly would you do with a donut, though? I don't understand.
What makes them sexy? The whole.
So if you're watching, we're going to be talking about the Mandalorian today, but also, alas, alas, we had the last episode of The Last of Us.
Oh shit!
I didn't even put it in the title. I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's just Mando.
Oh.
But yeah, last episode of The Last of Us. Are we all up to date with it? Did we watch it all, guys?
Yeah, but now I had a drink,
Oh,
and you normally
You're
get
gonna
me.
cry.
No, I'm not gonna cry. But you normally go, oh, and do you want to do this bit because you always remember it best?
he's definitely had a beer, hasn't he? Fucking hell.
And I know it wasn't nearly Cockney enough. That was it.
No. Mate, if you're gonna call yourself Little London, you've got to do better than that, Sunshine.
But yeah, normally you get me to do this bit, and now I'm wondering whether or not I can. Okay.
Alan, I appreciate the fact that you're inebriated. You know, you're in Watford. You know, you don't want to be remembering anything for the past 24 hours in Watford. So, like, only a dickhead will make you, foretell the whole story of The Last of Us. So, do you want to just go ahead and tell us what happened? Yeah, mate. Cheers.
Swat. Right. So,
before you do that, guys, what are we all drinking?
Oh, can I start? So I've had Budweiser, Camden IPA, and now I'm on Neck Oil.
Neck Oil, yeah.
Session IPA. It's delicious, by the way.
Mate, enjoy Neck Oil. Yeah, absolutely love Neck Oil. Yeah,
it's very refreshing, delicious. And then later, I've got some punk just because.
Nice.
It's just great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
We buy it because, and it's not like if anyone's watching it going, oh no, but they treat the stuff really badly. How can you buy it? We don't actually give a fuck about that because the beer's nice.
Yeah, and also if you're saying that, drop your iPhone, stop driving your Tesla, suck a dick.
Yeah, suck a dick. Yeah. Thank you for that. And Mike, what are you drinking?
Right, so I've got a Earl Grey lager at the moment, which is actually really incredibly nice. Like really, really good. Then I've got 2 hazy IPAs.
Fantastic.
Green Mountain. And
fruity.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then I'm going to make a cocktail in a bit.
Yes.
In honor of
The
Last of Us and Pedro in general, I guess.
It's what Vicky would want.
Yeah.
And
she's dead.
Anime Amy, what are you drinking?
Desperado.
Oh la la. Okay, do you know what? So I was out with with my lady friend yesterday, and I'm courting, so I'm sorry ladies if you're watching. We went to B&M. I've only been there once, and I vowed never to go back. But we ended up going back there because it's the only place that sold those vegetable pop harissa crisps, which are absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. And we saw some beers that they had there, and they had this. Mike, it sounds like
fingers.
It sounds like something that you might.
I drink that. It's the rum.
Like the rum.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I saw the picture and I was like, "Yep."
Oh, mate, Dead Man's Fingers rum is fucking delicious.
Yeah, they did the rum.
This is incredible.
No, I prefer the banana to the mango.
Well, I mean, I know.
I don't know if this was the right episode to join, Amy. Alan was quite drunk. This is what took me, obviously, before looking at what it was. Yeah.
8%.
Oh shit! It's 8%.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's strong.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, Alan, I'll be joining you soon, son.
Hey, I need it.
On that boat with you.
Give me mouth and face.
It's gonna be good stuff. So obviously we've been okay. So we ran off topic. Oh, it is blue. Fucking hell, this is gonna kill me.
Wait, what is it? Is it beer or is it?
I don't know what it is. I haven't got a fucking clue what it is. I just saw the can. It's not wicked.
It's their version of Monster.
It's a caffeinated
alcohol in it.
Caffeinated alcoholic beverage. They've called it.
Oh, you need to try it now, like immediately, please.
Yeah.
Let's try it. So it looks like I've literally. Do you know when you just stick washing up liquid, in a cup and wash it out? And that's exactly.
No, I don't wash things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Sorry.
Yeah.
Salford. Right.
That's how you build up your immunity.
Woo! That's something. I can't quite.
Down it.
It tastes
Down
blue. It tastes like a blue drink.
It
Down
tastes
Tastes like it tastes like it hasn't even seen a natural ingredient. It's
But can
Down
you
it.
taste any rum?
What do you think it's supposed to taste like?
I don't know. It just tastes like any kind of generic sweet that you get at a pier by the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know when you like if you get those candy canes or lollipops when you're a kid?
Like
Yeah,
purple.
there's giant dummies that you got, at the pier as a kid. Those big red
So
ones.
blue sugar.
It just tastes like but it also tastes like candy floss and everything else that they sell. They've just made it in different ways. It tastes like that. They've just
It tastes like
liquefied it.
lean.
I don't
Down
know.
it.
I really don't know. This won't be downed. I will die on camera.
Down it. Down it.
My camera will be covered in blue sick, and then
Yeah.
I'll
Worth
just
it.
disappear.
Worth it for the
Yeah.
views.
Well
Maybe
worth
later.
it. Down it.
No.
Down it.
I'll do later.
No, you
I'll
have
do
to
it
go
later.
the above and beyond when you
Down it. Puss
Um,
it.
I'll say.
I will. I'm not down in that. There's no way I'm down in that. I'll never get back from it. No way. No chance. Someone needs to steer this ship. We've already got Alan half baked. Your back's gone. This is NG. This is Anime Amy's first one. There needs to be a captain of this ship, and unfortunately, it's fallen on my shoulders. So Alan, as you were.
Yeah, right. So things happened in the show.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No. So it starts off. Spoilers. Fuck off if you've not watched it. It starts off. We get like a bit of stuff that we didn't ever see in the game, which was like Ellie's like how she's immune. Which I actually quite appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I liked that bit. And then
what was good about that scene? There was a very significant thing that happened about her mother.
Yeah, it was really good. And then her mom was played by the girl or the woman, I guess, that voices Ellie in the game, which I really, so they did it with Joel last week and they've done it with Ellie this week. And it was just like, just a really classy fucking movie. It's just a classy show.
I thought it was just really good casting because they kind of look alike.
Yeah,
I thought that. Yeah.
So that she looks like she could be a mum. She's the voice of Ellie in the game. She's actually a really talented actress.
I mean, I get that because she was an incredible voice actor. Like her range was insane. Like you believe, like everything that's happening.
It's got to be more difficult to do voice acting than it has to do just actual acting. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You've got to convey everything just with your mouth.
Exactly. You're just literally in the studio and you're going, right, you're climbing rocks now, right? There's infected all around you, right? You're really sad because this thing's happening. Oh, with your mouth, for fuck's sake, Mike. I was like, what could you possibly be like? And then, yeah, all right.
I found it dead funny.
Do you know what the truth is? Like I feel like because Amy, because you're here, I feel like Mike's almost behaving himself instead of just screaming out in your mouth and just laughing hysterically.
No, because Mike knows me better.
I feel like
Mike knows he can be himself around me. He knows me better than that.
Yeah.
True. He wouldn't be just on my account.
No.
I just got my back.
Yeah,
I'm just letting the jokes just watch over me, and if I find them really funny, I'll just fucking say.
So, anyways,
So Ellie gives birth to Ellie. It's weird and cool. And then you see where she gets the knife from and stuff. It gives it a little bit more significance, and then it kind of just skips forward to Joel and Ellie just kind of chit a bit like what you was talking about the other week, where you get that interaction with Joel and Ellie where they're traveling and there's those cutscenes. It's pretty much just an extended version of that, where they're just fucking having a laugh and a joke. You get like a little nod to the game where you get the boost up moments and she drops the ladder and stuff like that, which is always nice to see if you played the game. And then you get the giraffe scene, which genuinely, and we said it on the live, so I'm not even fucking making it up or lying, but I genuinely thought it came way earlier in the game. Yeah. So when they're running through the hospital or whatever it is and there's all them fucking monkeys about, I thought they saw a giraffe. I thought they'd stumbled across a zoo or something, and that's why they was all knocking about. And I thought the giraffe scene was there, and then so either they've picked it up and moved it for the show, or I just remembered it wrong, which wouldn't be the first time.
Same. I would have remembered it wrong because that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, and it was just such a fucking lovely scene, like just really, really nice. But weirdly, I watched it. So this is what is fucking odd about CGI now. Is I watched it and when that giraffe's not fucking real, and like that, and it looks a bit, don't look very real.
Yeah,
not okay. Like it's dodgy CGI. That the fucking giraffe's the only thing that is real. All of or everything else, apart from Joel and Ellie and that giraffe, is CGI, and that cunt is the only one that's actually there. And my brain went, not real, though.
It's because of how they digitally
probably how they
surroundings. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But equally, I was just like, but even with like that, it's just wild. But really in a really good.
Sorry, 2 secs, Alan. Mike's had a mini earthquake going through.
Yeah, my dog decided, you know what I'm going to do? Fly and headbutt everything. Fucking little prick. Don't start barking now, you gobshites. Right, yeah, sorry about that.
Every now and again, you just have an urge to just flying headbutt something. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
So they saw the giraffe.
Saw the giraffe, and she's just like, it's great. And then they have a little callback to, I think it's the beginning of the second episode where they talk about the view and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's a nice little nod to how far they've come. And then I'm doing dead well here. And then
well, yeah, mate, I was thinking that.
And then they find the hospital. He's telling her that it's army and shit like that. They get ambushed because they're just having a chat, and Joel's forgot that he's a fucking beast and knows and sees everything. So they get ambushed back and sort of taken in. It's the Fireflies, obviously, Marlene cunt. And then so they took Joel wakes up. They took Ellie away, and they basically say, she ain't going to survive. We need to liquefy her brain so that they can figure out a cure. And you can't go and see her because we don't care about you, and you might we've not scared her. She doesn't know she's going to fucking die. So that's obviously, legit and really ethical. So they basically escort him out, at which point Joel just goes full beast mode and kills everything.
Pause on this for a second. Right. This is the Joel that I've been wanting to see from like episode 2 at least. Like this is the Joel. So just on this sequence, as it stands, Amy, what did you think?
I thought it was a great episode. It needed a bit more, like you say, of a beast moment from Joel. I think it was too short and sweet. The whole him rampaging through the hospital and killing everyone. I like the way at the beginning they referred to, they didn't refer to it, but you could see Ellie was still dealing with the trauma of what happened in the last episode with Pedo Pete.
100%. Nice name. Great name.
And you could hear him trying to talk to her, to try and bring her out of it. And she doesn't really seem to come out of it until they're doing the really bad jokes, which is right before they get ambushed by the Fireflies.
Yeah, 100%. I forgot about that, but that little interaction where he's trying to pull her out of that kind of where she's still in a state of shock is really well done, really lovely.
Yeah, exactly. There are a few other things, but I'll wait until we get further along and discuss, to mention, because there's a few things at the end of it where I'm a bit like, why? Yeah.
Have you played the game?
No, I'm a complete virgin to the game.
So you're in the same boat as Mike. So I've saved the best to last. I've gone to the guy that appreciates all the death and on-screen killings. So Mike, what did you make of?
Right, so he definitely is Solid Snake. I'll repeat that again. Joel is Solid Snake.
Did this just confirm it
might not be quite up there, but it was pretty fantastic to see. I wish, like Amy said, we saw a little bit more of it, but I understand why we didn't see it in the rest of the season. Like it felt like that he was generally building up to this point, Joe, when he's basically got a second daughter again, and he's not going to lose her. And he snaps and then he goes full like beast mode. There was some interesting shots within it all where it's just like, hey, hyper violence, and I was in for that. I was like, I really like that stuff.
Yeah.
But there was parts of it which took me out of it. A little bit of the slow mo stuff. I was like, oh, you don't need that. Come on, you're supposed to be all just fast cuts, just uber violence for me. But it kind of reminded me of not the last Halloween film, the Halloween before it at the very end, Joe, when they're all kicking fuck out of Michael.
Yeah.
And it's all black and white. And then for some reason they threw like a weird slow moment in there. And I was like, why the fuck have you done that? It just snapped me out of it just for a second. And I was like, oh, I've lost the flow of it. Even though that film was a piece of shit in comparison to this. Let's not get it twisted.
I mean, it was far better than the third one, in fairness.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
So much better.
Still not seen it.
But also incredible.
Yeah,
that's the national treasure type thing, that, Nick.
We've moved away from that. You know, we've moved away from that. Let's just
we never move away from it. National treasure for life.
For life.
I feel like you're that kind of drunk to get that tattoo tonight. Please, I urge you not to. Like, as much as you think. So I enjoyed this episode because I like the action sequence. So this is the Joel that I was looking for. This is what I wanted for the whole thing. I love the nods to the game, the picking up ammo, the shooting behind the behind cover, the nods that they gave to just everything that like they did. It just reminded me of playing the game. I was a bit like Mike with some of the slow-mo stuff, but at the same time, I didn't hate it as much. For me, it was just like everything that I'd been waiting for throughout the entire series was just happening there at that moment. And I was like, and I knew this was going to happen. I wasn't too sure what they'd do with it. Wasn't too sure if they would just make it like a couple of fireflies and, and then like a few scientists. But the fact that they did the whole thing and just had him just walking through the entire building, just absolutely offing everyone, was beautiful. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful work.
I really enjoyed the slow-mo. So it didn't pull me out of it at all. But I think with the way it was coupled with the score, the way it was shot, and the fact that I just really like to see people die slowly.
Yeah.
I really, really fucking it was perfect for me. It was like a good amount of death. It's shown that he is absolutely ruthless. You get in the way of his fucking kid, he's just going to murk every con.
Yeah. The guy that surrendered, he put his hands up, didn't he? He dropped his weapon, put his hands up, and it didn't matter. Didn't matter. Yeah. It was
the only criticism that I had was that when he walks in the theatre and the fucking dickhead picks up a scalpel and he pops him in the head straight away, like not zero hesitation whatsoever, just fucking bye.
Yeah.
You're not on board, so you need to go.
Yeah.
And the nurses turn around. I genuinely wanted him to execute both of them. Right in the back of the head. Fucking no loose ends, no witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad trap. Sorry, you were probably nice people, but you're dead now. I really was disappointed that he didn't do that. I kind of get it because that's not really his character. Like he does what he needs.
It's not that. No, there has to be witnesses for the sake of the second. Yeah, for the sake of the second game, there has to be. So I understood why they did.
So I've not played the second game, so it just didn't. That's
Count your lucky stars. Count your lucky stars. It's a piece of fucking shit. Like, have you? Oh my god! Don't even get me started on this. Like, I feel this inner rage, this inner hatred about the second game.
It's not that inner. It's right there at the surface.
No, but it's just like because it comes out. It comes out. I carry it around everywhere. Like, you're just like a chip on his shoulder. Do you like fucking Samuel Jackson? He just looks like he's just got a problem the whole time. It's like he's played Last of Us 2. It's just burning away at him constantly. He's just waiting for an excuse to call someone a motherfucker.
Say the Last of Us 2 again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's kind of it. And I get it. If he had a gun to someone's head and ask him to say it again, I get it. Yeah, piece of shit game. But anyway, so how does it end? Take us home, Alan.
So it ends with you sort of see him meet like Marlene in the garage, and then she just fucking dumps Ellie in the car and that, and then she wakes up. And it ends kind of on. He tells her the lie, so he initiates the lie in that he's just like, there was loads of people that were immune. It's fine. You were just one of many.
Now, see, this is where I have issues because I don't understand why lie. Why not tell her the truth? And I know it's for the sake of the second season, but we've still got the lead up to the second season as he's running from the Fireflies because he did leave loose ends.
Yeah, so for me, I don't know if Nick might disagree, but for me, the whole narrative of the entire season was that Ellie pushed forward because she needed to have meaning for her life. And when you get the flashback to her and Riley, that needed to make sense. So it needed to be worth something. And that worth something equated in her mind to her either sacrificing herself or being of value to stop that from happening to anybody else in the future. He's just gone and murdered everyone and sacrificed one life for many lives.
Everyone's life.
So at that point, then he's like, I can't tell her that because she wouldn't. And they have that conversation sort of slightly with Marlene where she's like, she wouldn't agree with you. And he knows that she wouldn't. He absolutely knows that she would be the polar opposite to him. She would have happily laid down her life to save everybody else, but he just wasn't ready to make that sacrifice. So that's why the lie comes into it for me. I don't know if that's the same.
Yeah,
it makes a lot more sense now.
It completely does. It was to ultimately, it's just what he was doing for that entire journey, the whole season, the full game. He was doing it to try and protect her. He needed her to know that this wasn't it. What she was meant for. It wasn't this big thing. It was. Oh no, you can't. Not while I'm talking. It's weird. No. Okay, we're just gonna do that for a quick second, just while I finish my point. I can't look him in the eye while he's talking to me and doing that. It's weird. It's just weird. Like that. Let's bring it back. So the entire season, he was just trying to protect her, and he fed her this lie because what she thought was like the main no, don't do it. I've got my finger on the button. Like you was half a second away, bro. So anyways, so I understand his points. This is how I like at the end of the game. This is exactly how it left. I felt like, oh shit, like it. There was no, there was talks of the second then potentially being in production, but it wasn't guaranteed. So you kind of felt empty throughout it, and you kind of have that feeling throughout the whole of the game. Anyways, you don't feel like anything's really boxed off. Doesn't really, start right at the beginning and doesn't end right at the end. It just kind of ends like that. So you just kind of feel like, oh shit, like Ellie in the game is not convinced that what he says is the truth. You can see it in her face. She knows that he's lying, and she's not convinced at all. And he they kind of continue making their way to his brother, and it just kind of ends. And so you're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah, you get that little. Are you talking about the game?
Both, but in the game in particular, in the game, like Ellie you can see in Ellie's face that when he says no more secrets, and he says, she says, are you basically telling the truth? And he's just like, yeah, I'm not lying, I promise. And then the look in her eyes, she can tell that he's not. And it leaves you kind of feeling hollow, like inside, because it's one of those. It's a talking point. It's like, did he do the right thing? You get why he did it, but was it the right decision?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the fence? So we've got 2 years.
No, because like as a parent, he absolutely made the right decision. If I am the parent of Ella, as a parent, he absolutely didn't make the right decision. If I'm the parent of any cunt else in the world, so that's the problem. But would I be okay with killing a kid to save my kid? Probably still no. And it's a really horrible, like, it's a horrible sort of dilemma.
But it's not. But this isn't. But it's not your kid. It's not a kid for a kid. It's your kid, a kid for your family. And don't forget that, like, even though he has he sees himself as a father to Ellie, he's not.
No, I know, but equally, like, would I, like, if you think about it in real terms, if it was happening now, would I sacrifice somebody else's child
to save your entire family?
To save my entire family? And I don't know. I might, but I might absolutely kill myself after it, because I don't know if I'd be able to live with the guilt of being able to do that.
Sure.
And then
Depends on how I have to get rid of them.
Like,
as long as you're not like strangling them or anything like that, you're all right. But like drop kicking a kid off a like building, fine. You don't have to see him hit the floor.
Yeah. Quick hoop, they're gone, and it's over. Ignorance.
John Cena.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you, Amy?
It's not even just like that. There would either way, no matter what Ellie wanted, there's no guarantee that cutting her brain open to take out the fungus that's bonded with her brain is actually going to cure everyone. You're one person in the world, in this apocalyptic world, who seems to be immune. Your first response is to cut open her brain and see what's ticking. No, there's other ways to test and find out first. So basically lobotomizing it wasn't really like big no, just no.
Yeah. And this is the point that I was about to make as well, because in the game, I was just going to see what you guys thought because of the season, but in the game, he questions it a lot more than he does in this. And he actually says, is this going to work? And she hesitates and she goes, there's a high chance it will work. And so he even thinks about the logic. I think if it was a definite, he probably still would have done what he did. But ultimately tries to please with her. What's the alternative routes? There has to be another way. What else can you do? All this stuff, he doesn't, he knows, he doesn't want to kill these guys. He knows that they're fighting for a good cause. And he does want to ultimately, save humanity. But it was the lack of confidence coming within the outcome of the operation. That's what makes him go, fuck this.
It's not just that, though, as well as like, maybe had they sat down, spoke to Ellie, spoke to Joel and said, right, this is the only way we can find a cure. We're going to have to basically cut your brain open, pull out the fungus, and you're going to die. And she was like, yeah, okay, I'm cool with that. Then I'm sure Joe wouldn't have gone all Rambo, beast mode, kill everyone to save it. He probably would have accepted it and been like, right, whatever, that's your decision, and walk away. But they weren't even giving her that option. They were just going
to down and just do it.
Yeah, they basically were just going to lobotomize you and not tell you.
If it didn't have a game, I would have been much happier, I think, if the season ended like that, where it was a really brutal conversation with Joel and Ellie, and basically Ellie talking Joel round into going, just let me go, it's fine, I'll be fine. And then the second season being Joel find out that it didn't work, that it was a wasted life. And then
how much trauma are you going to put this guy through? The second season will be one episode. He just shoots himself in the face.
Entertaining is an entire season of Joel finding everybody that was involved in any of the decisions that led to that happening in the first season and brutally fucking murdering them.
And torturing, because that's what I enjoyed in the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah, as twisted as it sounds, when he was torturing those guys in the shed, even though he was half dead, I thoroughly enjoyed that. As well as Ellie killing all like Pedo Pete's cult.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole him torturing the people in the shed.
There's not many people watching that would have said they didn't. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was one of my favorite moments in the game. It's one of my favorite moments in the series. It was incredible stuff. And like Joel just going absolutely fucking ham and just wasting everyone in the last episode. Brilliant stuff. Great stuff. Want to see more of that? Definitely. Yeah. That's what it needed. So should we just give a quick roundup then? So this is the end of The Last of Us. So, Mike, let's go to you because obviously you've not played the game at all. You've gone into this fully. There he is. There
Mike
he
is
is.
a double thumbs up from Mike.
Double thumbs up. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, does it feel like it had nothing to do with the game? Yes, because we didn't get that much action. We didn't get that much the horror aspects, but the horror aspects in this, as it went on, ended up being just people are scummy.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the horror is. People are scummy, no matter what. Like, even if they think they're trying to do the right thing, at the end of the day, they're going to be selfish and scummy. Like, and that's throughout everyone within the whole show.
Yeah.
It's very well done. Enjoyed it fully.
Yeah, not much horror in this. Only one infected in this whole episode, wasn't it? Right in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed the show. What do you think is going to happen next? Now that you've seen the last episode.
Well, I don't know, because I would like to see a little bit more of a prequel type stuff, Joe. Like, I want to see it all booting up properly, Joe, instead of just that one scene. So I wouldn't mind seeing bits where it's Joe the parts what it's missed out.
Sure.
Joe, in flashbacks, like when they're talking, when they're going through somewhere. But I have no idea what. It's just got to be them trying to evade the Fireflies, like getting hunted, which I'm kind of into anyway, because we're going to see a little bit more of the harshness of both of the characters. What you've seen develop over the last 3 episodes.
Cool. NG?
Not a clue, really. I thoroughly enjoyed the season. Took me a while to get into it. And yeah, a bit more of these raiders that they keep talking about. That while he's at his brother's camp, and maybe a bit more Joel going all like beast mode on them.
Yeah, we should have got that. To be fair, that's Nick was particularly annoyed about. So we should have in the game. I feel like when Joel almost dies and Ellie shoots the guy in the back, the kid. That I feel like that's raiders in the game. So that's what we should have got then. Yeah. But I appreciate that they just left it out then because they was doing this now and in the last episode, and it's fine. Like, it hit harder for anyone that hadn't played the game, and I get it. Yeah. And I still really fucking enjoyed it.
Yeah, because it's literally just the opposite, isn't it? It's like everyone in just knows the series is like, this isn't the Joel that we've seen. Like, this is brutal, and everyone that's played the game is like, finally this is the Joel that we know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like, that seesaw effect. But okay, that's really interesting. I can't really talk about the second. I know that the second series is going to be 2 parts. So they're going to split into 2 parts. Again, a bit frustrated about that because I thought that's exactly what they should have done with this one. Second season should have been 1 episode, but no, they decided to split into 2 parts. Do you know what I think is going to happen? So from the second season, I think it's going to play off better on as a series than it will. I'll just say that. But I think it'd be easier.
I know what happens. So I know where you're coming from. I haven't physically played it, but I know why you hate it so much. So that makes sense to me. Yeah, it probably will play far better on screen because you're not involved.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key point.
Yeah.
But good. Looking forward to seeing what they do and what happens with it. It'll be very interesting.
What I would have preferred, to be fair, because I didn't know they was going to jump straight to the second game. What I really would have preferred would have been a prequel season. So like Mike said, so season 2 being day 2 and onwards. So after Joel tries to kill himself, because that's a point that we got, which I don't think we got that in the game, but that's the point that we got in the season where it was like,
he's the guy that missed.
I'm the guy that missed.
Yeah.
I was like, because for whatever reason he flinched, which broke my heart in a way that I didn't expect it to. Do you know what I mean? And then I would love to see a season of like the days after that, or the months after that. him dealing with that grief and the thing that with the world going absolutely wild and everyone just fucking looting and killing each other and it being like, do you remember when The Walking Dead did that Fear the Walking Dead season where it was like, this is how it goes?
Yeah.
Like, the first few episodes of that were fucking sick, even though the other show had gone to shit. The first few episodes of that were really good and it felt very different and it felt like sort of really like more intense and he was more emotionally involved. That's what I'd wanted to see really from season 2 would be a step back, like to this is how bad it could get, because they might do that, like, depending on how successful season 2 is, they might do that later on down the line, but I don't think I'll want to see it then, whereas now I really would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who's never played the games, how many seasons do you think we're going to get out of this franchise?
2? You'll get maybe 3, I suppose, if they go like I think when it started, sorry Nick, I know I just cut you off. But
No, go.
When it started, I'd said to the lads on chat, I could have lived with 4 or 5 seasons. So game 1, and then a sort of an untold story for a season and a half or 2 seasons. And then game 2, and then another untold story, and then fucking knock it on the head. But with them, it seeming like they're going straight from game 1 to game 2, it's probably not going to go. I don't know. 2 is probably it for me.
Yeah. I'm saying too, and it's kind of part of the argument as well. Even though I don't like the second game, as the story goes, as voice acting goes, as action goes, take out the contents of the story, but as it goes, it's still a very well told story. It's very like the acting is a lot stronger in the second game than it is the first one. Probably people watching this probably go, "What the fuck do you hate it?" It's not about like it's not about the it's not about the actual everything. It just sounds brilliant. It sounds amazing. Right, Mike. Yeah, that one. So it's not about like how the game is developed at all, or like the capabilities. It's the story I don't like. But I feel like if they're going to make it succeed and they're going to make it work, they're going to have to do exactly what they did with this one and follow the story, like completely. So unless they make a Last of Us 3 during, which is again incredible, I feel like it's going to be quite hard to go completely off, just a completely new story, unless there's something they wanted to tell before. But I feel like it makes sense if they only do two seasons, especially if they want to make another game, which I'm sure they probably will.
I'd be surprised if they haven't already started putting it down on paper somewhere.
I think I think they said they didn't have any interest in making a third Last of Us game. There was no want to.
I also really like that if they feel like they've told the story, because that's the problem with shows like The Walking Dead. They don't know when to stop. They've got no end goal. Like they've got no end game at all, so they just carry on churning out the same old bollocks week after week and get to a season where everyone just goes, done with this now. And then they carry on for a couple more and then they go, oh, shit, we got cancelled. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because you can't. That's why. Have like an end game, know the story, know the characters. You'll tell it better. It makes more sense. It's going to impact more. Do it, and then just do that. And then guess what? Guess who's going to be knocking on your fucking door? Disney, fucking Netflix, and HBO Max again, because they're going to want you to do something else that's just as impactful and just as successful.
Yeah, just not the same bullshit. Yeah. That's exactly it. They could tell 1,000 different stories of The Last of Us, but it's all going to be regurgitated. It's all going to be the same. I mean, they did
it with Game of Thrones. I hated that fucking. That shit prequel thing. I fucking hated it. And then,
I hated the 5th season.
I can't discuss the last season of. I can't.
And I'm not mad about the 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. Up to season 7, yeah, it was really, really fucking good. And then season 8 fell off a little bit, and I was a bit like, it fell off because it wasn't what I wanted it to be, but it was never gonna be because I just made it up in my fucking head. So I can kind of separate myself from that and just go, it was what.
No, they just didn't finish the story. There was so much left untold. It wasn't like what you didn't want it to be. It just didn't finish it.
Because the 2 Davids got enlisted for the next Star Wars, whatever's coming with Star Wars, I feel they rushed it. I feel they rushed that last season. They didn't give 2 shits, and it was just like, we've got a better job. Let's rush it, get it done, and it was just a load of shit.
I think you've got.
I think because they didn't have anything to work off.
Yeah,
they didn't have a book to go.
They got booted from the Star Wars story, didn't they? Because it was,
no, they're still. Are they not still doing it? I thought they were still doing it.
Nope.
No.
Nope. They got.
I thought it got booted.
They did.
I genuinely didn't know they got booted. I would have sworn.
I could be. You're the Star Wars nerd here, so I thought anyone would have known that.
It's probably not me that's right this time, because you're all on the same page, and I'm just like, nope, didn't read that.
I think because of all the hate they got for that last season, I think Disney was like, yeah, we don't want you now.
Well, no, it was just their story. I think they started working on it, and then their story was they just went off the rails. It just wasn't anything to do with anything.
But imagine like Battle of the Bastards with lightsabers. I mean, stop it.
But you'd be able to see it at least. Instead of being in Game of Thrones all dark as shit and you can't see fuck all.
Yeah.
Imagine the Red Wedding, but someone just gets shot with a fucking blaster in the back of the head. Like, I'm fucking about it. I'm not even dicking about, you know. Like, I'd tune in.
I don't think I've ever seen you this excited about anything. Yeah. Maybe they should just. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If any of you guys are watching knows any better, then throw it in the chats. Let us know because we all could be wrong. But yeah, like fuck it. But anyways, looking forward to season 2. Anyways, thank you very much for season 1. You know, I'll be the first to say I was completely wrong about this. Well, I was mostly wrong about this. There were some things that I did still feel that they left out that they needed to keep in there. It didn't spoil the series for me. I think it was still really well told, and I think it still did true to the game. So hats off. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. Good stuff. What now? Mike?
Mando.
No, but it's just Alan trying to get his bear out of the box.
I look forward to watching this back. Mando, right? So, Anime Amy, are you up to date with Mando?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What's his Mandalorian?
I know. Oh my Jesus! Another Pedro fan. We can't get away from Pedro, can we? Like just about. Mate, but especially Mike. Mike definitely can't get away from Pedro, whether he's doing anything actively or not. I mean, he's part of your life now, Mike.
All it needs now is Jensen Ackles in it, and then it's perfect.
Oh, nice. Shout.
As I said.
Maybe. Or, Empire general person.
Much more of a Sith. But yeah.
What Amy, what do you think? Because we've already discussed this in the first in the last episode. What do you think of Mando up until this point?
Love it. This is the way. This is
the way.
Hey, next Comic-Con, I'm going full Mandalorian. I'm getting my own Mando suit.
Fantastic.
What? So the Mando that you need to go as, Amy, is Sabine Wren. Don't fuck about with no one else. Sabine is the one. Don't start going as Bo-Katan.
Too much pink and purple. I was thinking like my own original.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, with the house and everything, get some spray paint, in the garden, get that outfit sprayed, different colours, and
Okay.
Incredible stuff. Do it. Get a real jetpack as well. Just fly about the place.
Get a real jetpack.
Yeah.
Amy's not the Rocketeer. That's not happening.
Not with that
And she's
attitude.
poor.
Not with that fucking attitude. She's not. Sorry, Amy.
Rocket launcher on her back.
Yeah, that's just gonna go so well.
Yeah, just have a rocket launcher.
It's amazing that I can even drive. Could you imagine me with a rocket launcher?
Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Just
I mean, no
drop
one
a
ever
couple of
fuck about with her.
Just drop a couple of fire extinguishers to your back. What the part?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Amy, if you actually do a decent Mando suit, I'll make you a deal now on live.
Okay.
Pissed or not, if you do a decent Mando suit and you go to Comic-Con, I will show up in the shittest one, genuinely with a couple of fucking extinguishers strapped to my back and a cardboard helmet.
Amy, you have to do it now. You have to do it now.
All right, give me time because I'm still working on the house, and then I'm doing it.
I'll get wankered in the morning. It won't be the first time I've done that at Comic-Con. I'll show up. I'll call everyone virgins.
Expected.
When they stink.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Expected.
I can do my Jabba the Hutt one.
You can what?
I can dress like Jabba the Hutt.
Fantastic work.
Really, I would have had you more as that, the dark. What was that Chewbacca called in Book of Boba Fett? The black one.
We don't talk about Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Amy.
Oh, come on. It was all right. As soon as Mandalorian. It was fine.
Oh, God.
He was in the comments and you were great there. And I don't feel like you really understood the vibe of
No, I was hating. I was really hating on it until Din Djarin entered, and then it was like, okay.
Exactly. So that's the point. So there we go. So we got a couple of episodes which weren't Boba Fett. It was Mando 2.0, and then you just. But that was just 2 episodes. So we take that out of the equations. The rest of the season, how did you want to kill yourself? Did you feel like you wanted to slit your eyelids open?
Not that extreme, but I was ready to switch off and not go back.
Fantastic work.
Then
so that's the vibe.
That's the point. That's the point. And note that the series is called The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. I only watched that for Din Djarin, for Pedro Pascal. And I was getting annoyed thinking he was never going to turn up.
That's the difference. Some of us were actually watching it for Boba Fett.
Yeah, so we actually liked Boba Fett prior to his actual show.
Yeah, we like the Boba Fett. We don't like whoever we saw in that show.
Yeah, that was a different thing.
World. I will make one statement though, and please don't hate on me for it, but I did appreciate how they showed how he got out of the weird sand monster that ate him at Return of the Jedi. I appreciated that.
Well, that was in Legends though, weren't it, as well?
Ripped straight from...
I've not watched Legends.
Yeah, so they made... So like the old Legends is all the old Star Wars
comics.
And then any shows that they did, or any stories that they told, any books that they released. And then they created this new Star Wars world, which was just canon. And they pull stuff from Legends every now and again where they'll go, we like that bit of the story and we're going to add it to that bit. And that's going to now be canon. So the fact that they pulled that from Legends and made it canon, that was cool. I was fine with that. I didn't like him living with some people for a little bit and having a bit of a party. Not a thing. But crawling out of the Sarlacc pit, fine. I'm cool with that because it's accurate and it feels like him. There couldn't be anything worse than that he won't let himself die. Hi,
Vicky.
What's in there, idiot? Hang on a minute.
What?
Don't be a dick.
Me? I've not even said anything. I've been listening to the conversation.
Nick, Vic.
Oh, Vic.
I didn't see it. I'm a slow reader, Nick, and I didn't see it when he put it on the screen, so I had to read it in the comments. Took a while. Leave it there for a bit. Stop being a dick.
Yeah.
Wow. That took you a surprisingly long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if
you my dyslexic ass could read that, and I'm
that was shocking.
Slow readers club. A ruler under every line.
It's I feel like the more you read it, the more kind of substance that statement made. Yeah, it just made a bit more sense. Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Anyway,
You can't
so
really,
moving on, right? Let's not talk about Bobber anymore because
it's a sore subject.
Yeah,
it's a sore subject.
What do you think about Mandalorian?
I love it.
It's great, isn't it?
I absolutely love it. And after this episode, I just feel so excited about. I mean, I got a little bored with this episode when we were on that planet with the scientist and the ex-Empire there with the ex-Empire woman, and I thought, what can anyone explain why she did what she did to him?
Why she mind played him.
Yeah, and then Friday's brain.
She's still in
Sorry,
league
spoilers.
with Space. What's the baddie from the?
So I feel like I know where it's going.
She's a big old baddie.
Yeah. But I'll talk about that when he gets to my bit.
Okay.
Because I know Mike's got some issues with it, and I feel like they're probably. Vicky's laughing. That's gonna text her saying she was a cunt. She's it. I love you really, mate. Obviously.
Mike, go on.
What me?
Yeah.
What were my issues? My issues are the same as the issues with Boba Fett. Right? It's shit unless he's in the scenes.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's gonna end up being really important to the story going forward. But I found it lagged.
Mm-hmm.
They spent too much time just following them around for what felt like obscene amount of times, just to show how awkward the science geek is and how evil the woman clearly is. Mm-hmm. That's all that was for me. Like, that could have been done very quickly. It didn't need to be protracted out for like half the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be done the same night when he first meets her. It could have been done that night, board the train. Yeah. 10 minutes. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
But then all the stuff before it and after it was incredible. All the stuff when they went back to see the armorer and stuff like that, after being in, like, all that stuff is fucking great. I love how culty it all feels, because that's all it fucking is at the end of the day. It's just a big weird cult where you can't take your clothes off. Weird, but also very funny.
Yeah, Mike would never join a cult where you can't take your clothes off.
No, so I could be able to get the tits out, wouldn't I?
Yeah, too right. You want to see them? Yeah, and I completely agree with that with you. I feel like like the beginning of the episode when we had the not the TIE fighters, what are they called?
Right, so
TIE bombers.
That scene was the one thing what left me gobsmacked. I was like, it's crazy how good this looks.
It looks incredible, mate. That little kind of fucking handbrake turn equivalent that he did in there.
All of it, and then even the part which is the rip off of Independence Day when they're doing the things through like the little canyons and stuff like that, which literally looks identical to the Independence Day one.
It's better.
See, I got
but like infinitely better. But it looks like quite close shot to shot apart.
Yeah, see, I got trench run from that. They clearly watched Maverick and went, "That's dead good," and did it. But I felt like it was more like a trench run than it was that.
No, Joe, I'm with Mike on this one. I think I got serious independent. I was expecting Mando to be like, "Oh no, you didn't shoot that green shit at me." Yeah, exactly. That they're flying by. Yeah,
I didn't get that vibe from that scene. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just loved her ship.
Yeah, like it looked mind blowing though. Like how it actually looked, I was like, "That's better than everything in the last 3 Star Wars." Films what we've seen on the big screen.
Mando's free jump was just an insane scene. Like the whole thing was just
wild.
It was absolutely immense. It was brilliant. And I feel like they did this because obviously what happened, I don't give a fuck about what happened next. I agree that everything, that the whole story there could have literally been told in just a few minutes, like all of that. And again, it's character building. We need to know how awkward he is and everything that he's gone through and how it's going. I did quite like seeing how everything was post like Empire. So I did like seeing how like the mentality of how the people in Coruscant were, and like the therapist robot. How do you feel about your colleagues? How do you feel about the Empire? All that stuff, and just everyone kind of just really enjoying their life, and it was quite nice to see that. But
big Blade Runner feel from that part as well. Anyone else get that?
It felt very much more like a social commentary than it did anything to really move the story forward. It felt like they were trying to mirror what some people think is happening now versus what would happened in that era of the Star Wars universe, where they went from severe far right Nazis, space Nazis, to really left, like touchy feely. How are you okay? Are you okay? Is your mental health all right? Like, can we do anything for you? But not in a
space commies.
But like not in a good way. We're going to send a robot to do it. He's not going to give a fuck about your answers, but he's going to ask you these predetermined questions just because we have to tick box. Like that. We're on the left.
It was simply a box ticking. Absolutely.
And I really enjoyed that part of the episode where I was like, that's cool as fuck, because they've kind of had a dig at every con without feeling like they've had a dig at everyone. But it's really relevant and it makes sense. And it is like, if you're going to do something, do it properly. This is why the First Order came in. Stop it. Like,
did everyone hear where he sees the big rock as well? Did everyone hear the theme from Force Awakens? It was playing in the background.
I missed that.
Yeah, so it was more of a kind of it's more kind of fanfare. But it was the music from Force Awakens. It was like the beginning of the transition, basically.
Well, according to fanfare beforehand, because I'm not gonna lie, I watched a few spoilers before on YouTube before, and commentaries and people's like reviews before I watched the actual episode. And one of the theories was this scientist guy, because he does cloning but makes clones better, midichlorians. They reckon he's created Grogu, and Grogu's the clone of Yoda, because we know he was after Grogu in season 1. Second theory is Palpatine, and again leading to the First Order, he's trying to create clones that have midichlorians in them. Is that right? Midichlorians, which is what the Force power is.
Let's not say that word.
It's just Amy, I'm feeling very triggered at the moment. You've mentioned Boba, you mentioned midichlorians. I just need you to be aware that this is triggering me.
This is why I didn't want to come on the show, because it's like
I just feel like you're invading my safe space.
I appreciate that you knew what they were.
Most girls don't know.
Exactly. And most people don't know, Amy, to be fair. Like, not a lot of people cut that deep. So I appreciate that. But let's not do that.
I'm living.
Why is it too much? What was the first one?
It's when George Lucas got on his fucking crazy train and tried to science space magic. That's what midichlorians are. When he tried to go, let's logically understand it and make it science, and everyone will be like,
Phantom. I'm going back to Phantom Menace, aren't I? Which is quite traumatic.
That scene. Why even have it there? It was so. It just did nothing.
Count was off the chart.
No, it's just like I heard Master Yoda talking about midichlorians. What are midichlorians? Midichlorians, Anakin. It's just like, fuck off, get on the ship. I didn't tell him to mind his own fucking business. That's what midichlorians are. Midichlorians are mind your own fucking business and get on the ship.
But that's what doesn't sound on to that,
does it? This episode of Mando felt very much like what Marvel did. We said it last week as well. What Marvel did with For the Dark World, where they kind of went, we're going to make everything relevant, and you're eventually going to like it. So they went. So for me, and I might be completely wrong, but for me, the whole science thing, the fact that she got him involved was just to get his expertise and understand what materials they needed so that they can go and fix the Emperor and make him a fucking goat later on. Stupid, but that's where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Emperor thing. The whole middle section, so the I don't even know how long the episode was, but the first 5 or 10 minutes and the last 5 minutes are a different episode to everything that was in between. That felt very Hunger Games. It felt like the Capitol, like all these people just being like, everything's wonderful now. We're so free. Let's drink to excess. Let's do all of this stuff. No one's talked about the lower fucking end of Coruscant. That's the criminal underbelly, like the low levels that are down near the surface where everyone just dies all the time. No one's talked about that. Everyone's just living on the surface thinking it's fucking great, being dead left wing, thinking they're doing all the right things when actually they don't give a fuck about anyone. I enjoyed like the New Republic, and you've seen a bit of like the way that the Senate's now set up. I didn't need too much of it because like I've read books and stuff like that, so I didn't need to see loads of it. It was enough. But it did feel very so you know when you go to in the last, I think it's the last film or the one, might be the last film, when they go to Canterbury and it's like the casino world and all that side, that sort of shit. That's actually it's episode 8 in it. So it's
the second one. Yeah, second one.
So you go to it felt very like that.
Yeah.
In the way it was presented, but it made sense because it was Coruscant in like its heyday, like at the peak of its existence. They explained the planet. It was only a few where it's just completely like so many trillion fucking people live there. But it didn't make sense in the Mando story. It tonally felt very different to everything else.
Yeah. I feel like that was. I think it was. I thought it did take away. I was like all hyped up by the scene that we got before. I was like, "This is brilliant, amazing, just amazing.
Yeah.
Like to watch, amazing television." And then it just kind of really brought you down. Yeah, and eventually you just kind of just going, "Where's Mando?" I was just like, I can understand that. There's things that I did like about it, and I enjoyed seeing all the kind of Imperial not Death Stars, the starships. In the hangars, and I enjoyed seeing. I guess I did enjoy seeing the world from this kind of point of view, like just from the POV of just like a guy that's there, like the scientist. It was kind of interesting in that retrospect, just being like a Star Wars nerd. As in a Mando story, though, it was just out of place. It was just
the way she manipulates him is really clever. Like the way that she does that and the way that story is told out is actually quite clever. Like she brings him on board, she gets him biscuits. You can read it a mile away. You know she's not a nice person because you know what she was before. Like we've seen it. He doesn't get it. He's like kind of a scientist. He's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Really naive.
Just really naive. Yeah.
Socially inept.
Super, super virgin. Mum just wants to get laid, and she is not about it. But he thinks she is. That is that's the undertone of the whole thing. Like she's played on every single thing that she can do to get him on side. I appreciate.
Trying to get that pity dick.
Yeah, like she's just a manipulative cunt. Cool. Yeah. That's a great motive for any kind of villain in any kind of show.
Yeah.
I think
I did like the train scene. I got a lot of Fallen Order from that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that just because it just reminded me of the game. It was just I don't know what the fuck they were talking about on the train. I zoned out at that point, but I did enjoy them having to then jump from carriage to carriage and how that looked. It did look incredible.
Yeah.
That's one thing about this. It all looked really nice. It all looked dead pretty.
There's one thing I fucking hated though. The one where the scientist is in the speeder talking to the robot taxi driver.
Oh yeah.
It looked like something out of Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Like Joe, it looked quite clearly like something imposed over a screen. That was the only part I was like, "Oh, this looks shit."
I feel
but
like
great.
I know the scene you're talking about is when you first see him on it, and the camera's doing a close up to the actual. When he's actually on it, doesn't look so bad. But
that first one where
that first initial. Yeah, I did feel like that. I was like, oh. Especially after what we got.
What I'd seen him in before. Like I didn't know what because I know the scientist. I know he's dead famous. I know he's been loads of shit, but he's always one of those side characters that's just kind of blends into the background.
The last thing I remember seeing him in was American Gods.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he was a taxi driver in that who fell in love with a Jin. I don't know. I watched a bit of the first season, didn't really like it. It wasn't great.
No,
but that's the only thing I can think of that I've seen him in.
I don't remember that having Ian McShane in it.
Yeah, Ian McShane's great.
I do have a question though, going off just a little off subject from what Alan's talking about, which is the goldfish people. I mean, we're in an alien universe, which means variety. Why is there the goldest of goldfish people was in it? It's always goldfish people.
Because it's a trap.
Loved it. Loved that bit.
A trap.
I loved that bit when he was in there and he was just about to be buzzed and he just goes, "It's a trap." I was like, "Yes, he fucking said it." I was waiting for it. Brilliant.
It's totally for that. It's totally for that reason.
Can we just say, Amy, there's no need to be like racist about it. They're not goldfish. They're mon calamari, which means they're squidish, not goldfish. Like squids, goldfish, totally different. No need for that casual racism.
Nah. They're full on goldfish. There's no tentacles, and their eyes would be more here if they were calamari. It's goldfish.
No.
I can't even carry on. I was going to try and do it really seriously, but
go on, try and do it serious. Try and do this.
No, so the shape of the dome, the head, the eyes, like they're
I'm just going to get out a chart in a minute. He's literally going to get out the skeletal structure of a goldfish.
Species don't breathe through gills. Not it. But yeah, no. But yeah, so they are mon calamari. I get it. I did appreciate the fucking joke. I didn't need to see him in it. It was take it or leave it, but I did appreciate that it's a trap.
I feel like that was the whole episode. It was just leading to that joke. It was just dead, dead serious, and then bam. And I was like, oh, that's why we got all this.
Can I just say, so last week I said Bo-Katan's not taking her helmet off. Can I just say, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. She's not taking that helmet off. She reacted like it was a reflex when he said, "This is the way," and she replied to him, "This is the way," and he looked shocked, even with a helmet on. You know, Pedro was shocked. And I was just like, "Yeah."
If you turn your volume up really loudly, you can actually hear him murmur, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you can hear him go.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Shit. Yeah.
So that was last week. This week, I'm telling you now that those TIE fighters, the Interceptor, or the TIE Interceptors and the bombers are from Admiral Thrawn's ship. And if they're not, I'm flipping fucking tables like I'm kicking off.
That is what I was going to say. Is Thrawn coming into it?
Thrawn, because he had this obsession with Sabine in Rebels. He had this obsession with her art and her and the way she did graffiti and street art and stuff like that, and the whole Mando culture. And for him to go to, he got kind of banished with the space whales to the outer rims, and then that's kind of where Mandalorian is. Then we saw the space whales, and now there's a bunch of fucking long, like short range ships on a planet that he's obsessed with. If it is not Thrawn, I swear to God, I will kick the fuck off. I'm not gonna be okay. To the point where I actually might stop watching it. Like, that's how upset I'd be.
How upset would you be if it ends up just being fucking pirates?
I swear to God, I'll kick off. I'll never watch it again. That'll be a Walking Dead moment. That'll be when when they killed Glenn in Walking Dead, but they didn't show us until the next season. That's when I stopped watching. They killed him so in that season. Going off topic a minute, but in that season of The Walking Dead, they killed that cunt, and then he survived under a bin. So for a whole season, you thought he was dead. Then at the end, they brought him back, and 2 episodes later, they caved his head in with a fucking bat, but didn't tell you until next year. That's when I went, these guys don't know what they're doing, and I'm not watching any single episode of anything they ever produce again. Like nothing. Signed off straight away. That's how I'll be with Mando, not fucking Thrawn. If it's just fucking pirates or some dumb shit, signed out. Not interested. I'll be fuming.
Would Dave only do that though?
Like that. That's it. You would. That's it. That's you done with these.
Not if it's just not Thrawn, but it makes sense. And it's something within the Empire, and it's some sort of. Or I suppose there could be some link to the First Order, and that's where they're going with it. With the way the rest of this episode went, then fine. If it's so much dumb shit like pirates, no, absolutely not. I'm gone because that.
Yeah, no.
If it don't make any sense, then fuck off. Stop being a cunt.
I'm with you on that one, Alan.
Yeah, and I'll come and find you, John Favreau, and I'll kiss you on the cheek first because you're a beautiful man who did some wonderful stuff, and I'll stab you. Get hard.
Give him the Fredo kiss first, then. Not even on the cheek. Give him a full-on Fredo kiss.
Yeah, like a proper embrace.
And in the neck 27 times.
No, then you've got to send him out on a boat.
I am hoping for General Thrawn at the end because I'm sick of waiting. It's been, 3 years since they announced it? When are we getting the Ahsoka? When are we getting Ahsoka series?
I'm fine for it, you know.
It has
when are they bringing back Sabine?
Stuff released recently, I'm pretty sure. Like information about the series, but...
I want Sabine, weirdly, I want Sabine more than...
Ahsoka.
More than Ahsoka, yeah. So I just wanted to pop up in Mando just as a background character and just be like, we all know who she is. He's got no idea, but like nobody else in the show has got any idea who she is as well. Because Sabine Wren's like the Wren clan within like the Mando culture is a significant like that. They're like a power fucking clan. They're like Aristotle said, like she's not just some random person. And she's an explosive expert, like that. How cinematic that could be within the Mando storyline as well is fucking cool. Like she's absolute boss.
Did they ever explain? And now my memory is a bit hazy because I did watch Rebels and I've watched all of Mandalorian, including the Thou Shalt Not Be Named. Did I ever find out how Moff Gideon got the Darksaber? Because wasn't that with Sabine? Didn't Sabine at the end of Rebels have the Darksaber?
No, Maul had it.
Right.
As far as
but again, spoilers. But wasn't Maul killed by Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
At the end of Rebels.
I think he lost it before he was killed by Obi-Wan, or he gave it up because Maul had it and he led Death Watch. And then the whole untold story bit happened where the Empire bombed fuck out of Mandalore and just blow it up. Whilst a load of infighting was happening between all the clans. And then at some point there, I can't remember seeing a storyline where he loses the saber, because if he'd have lost the saber to anyone to a Mando, they'd have united all the clans, which is what obviously Bo-Katan wanted. She never won it from him.
No.
So yeah, I just feel like I don't think it's been explained yet. I might be wrong. I'll probably get fucking told. If some Star Wars nerds on here or sees it at some point, I'll probably get fucking called like a slag and shit.
Yeah.
And put
they'll destroy you, but we'll get our answer eventually.
Yeah. So they'll probably know, but I don't think it's documented how he lost it, just that he did. And it ended up with Gideon. But you have to win it by combat. So whether Maul lost it and then it was lost again and then it ended up with Gideon by combat is a different. He might not have won it. It's very unlikely he's won it directly from Maul, because my guy's killing you immediately.
Yeah.
Especially with his big metal legs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even with his obsession with Obi-Wan, even with that aside, if he's like kind of distracted, he's still killing everybody else. Yeah. Especially when you're not fucking force sensitive, you're just some guy who works for the Empire who is a bit power hungry.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a fight really. Would it?
No, you're fucking dead. You've just found it.
No. In fairness, though, the last fight with Obi-Wan wasn't really a fight. It was beautiful. It was just an execution. Yeah.
It was Obi-Wan at his absolute fucking level best, and Maul still relying on his old tricks, which is what Maul did. Right? And fair play to him, like he it wasn't broke. He didn't try and fix it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it got him cut in half though. So
yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Everyone killed him again.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. It's good work. Okay, well, do you know what? I think either way, we expect, like, hopefully, some of the people that we're expecting to show up in the rest of the season of Mando. I really hope it does happen. I think Jon Favreau has the kind of the team working behind him that will make shit like this happen. And we didn't expect Luke. I mean, some may, and it may have been obvious, but I wasn't expecting Luke to be the Jedi. I don't think they pulled that off in the second series, and I was generally I was less happy to see him when I actually saw him, but I was like, okay, I'm okay with this because the fight scene beforehand was incredible. But yeah, I didn't think they'd be able to they would have the balls to pull it off. So
I would very much like to see the guy that plays Winter Soldier brought in as Luke.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan. He absolutely fits the bill. He could play a double as Luke. I think if they did a Luke standalone series or a film or whatever, that would make sense to cast Sebastian Stan. He looks like him, really, like scarily like him.
Yeah, it's definitely his doppelganger.
Yeah,
I just hope they don't just. Like, I feel like when they're doing these standalone series, they just rely very heavily in just outcasted. So I hope this isn't Luke post Kylo Ren, just.
Oh, I do. The big fat depressed man like Luke. I like that guy.
Oh,
I'd be about seeing Luke either post Kylo and building the Jedi temples, or after Kylo and dealing with the fact that he's just got a load of kids killed. Because,
that's post. So pre.
Because he was a shit dad.
Yeah, so
I'd like both.
But I feel like they've done it so many times with this series that shall not be named. He was just by himself. He had to find Tusken Raiders, and then with Obi-Wan, he was just again by himself a lot of it. I feel like they're just going back there quite a lot. There's just solo shit, and I want to see these guys I want to see them at their peak.
I didn't watch Obi-Wan.
So imagine what?
It's good.
Yeah. Simon watched it. Same with Andor. I didn't watch him. Sadly, I've become a bit Pedro Pascal-y like Vicky. I'm very much, if it's not the Mandalorian, I don't want to know.
We've not discussed Andor.
Andor's slow, great.
I haven't watched it, but Simon loves it. Andor.
It's really solid.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's a bit slow, but it's really good.
Slow.
It is slow, but it just feels
like it's that proper spy job. Yeah. It's very good. It's very much like that. It does very much feel like the lead up to Rogue One. It's very much that tone, like
It just feels like
another stuff.
They didn't move from his character as well. Like they just was like he just kills people because that's what he needs to do to get away.
Yeah,
and that's how they start Rogue One, and that's how he was all the way through Andor. Like I appreciated that they saw it through as dark as it gets.
If they'd done that at Andor before Rogue One, I might have been more inclined to watch it. But because of Rogue One, it's like I know it ends. I don't need to watch this shit.
No, honestly, Amy, watch it. You'll like it. It's not a show to watch drunk or tired. It's one that you actually have to watch it because it's a slow burn. It's really story driven. It's
very layered.
Yeah, it's like a Sunday afternoon show. Yeah,
it's like did you ever watch The Americans or something like an espionage kind of thriller? I'm trying to think. It's not really like anything that I can think of other than that.
It just feels like Rogue One. It just feels like Rogue One felt just very real, like just an action film within the Star Wars world.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's called Star Wars, but there's only this and Rogue One that actually feel like they're set in the war.
Yeah.
Great.
It's really good. I feel like it's not like so much. It's not so. It's like what I say about like Rogue One versus Force Awakens. You know, I always say that in the Rogue One space fight when all the rebels fucking jump into action, which is one of my favorite Star Wars moments ever. Everyone's just calling in, and you're getting all the old guys from the originals and stuff. It's just incredible stuff, and it just looked beautiful. But I just thought if you saw Poe Dameron in that fight, he would be killed so quickly. Like in Force Awakens, he's taking out 10 TIE fighters at a time and shit like that. Yeah. It's just not that kind of film. He'll do loop to loops and he'll just get blasted out of the sky by just some random TIE fighter flying by. You know, it's just it just feels like at any point anyone's just going to go.
Yeah, it's just some stormtrooper in the background just going, "Fuck's that guy doing?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had this guy on target for like 5 minutes, but I'm just amazed. I'm definitely gonna kill him.
Who is this?
Shoot him out of the sky. But it's just quite fun to watch, isn't it?
And it's got the best Vader. It's got the best Vader scene.
The only theatrics in that entire movie done by Vader at the end, and it's just all the death, and that's it. It's just incredible.
It's my Vader.
I think I went to watch it, didn't I? Put a review online like early doors, like the weekend it was released or something like that. And I'd said to you, I'd messaged you saying it's got one of my favourite scenes in any Star Wars ever. And you was like, fuck. That's a bold statement, but fuck me, does it hold up? I was just right again.
I did love Rogue One.
It's just fucking crazy shit. Yeah. I just keep being right about things.
Yeah, I just didn't expect it, to be honest. Yeah. I wasn't expecting like when the planet exploded, and I thought that's it. It could have ended there. It looked beautiful, you know, that shot. And then what we got afterwards, I was like, "What the fuck, the rebel? Yeah, why are we watching the rebels? What the fuck? Why is the door stuck? Why is everything dark? What the fuck's that breathing? Like all these questions. Oh my god!" I remember I went to see that with my uncle, and I remember saying to him, I was just like, every single time I see more of Vader on screen, like I always think to myself, how the fuck did this guy become a Force ghost? Like every single time, everything he does is just more unforgivable. It's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous.
I feel maybe that's. Sorry, Alan.
No, it's all right.
I just feel that's an issue with like the last 6 Star Wars films. I feel like that's the main issue. No Vader. Like, I didn't want to watch Rogue One. There was no Jedis in it, or anything. There was no Luke or anyone, and I was just like, no. And I fucking loved it. It's by far one of my favorite out of the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
Is that because the Force was with you and you was one with the Force?
A little bit. I mean, yeah, Donnie Yen is a big plus. I do love Donnie Yen. He is IP.
That film is the fucking boss.
The only one that could, like hit a stormtrooper is someone wearing a fucking armor over the head with a stick and actually make it count. Incredible stuff.
I think that was the thing with Rogue One as well. It was so well cast. And even as you're watching it, you're seeing little cameos from people, like one of the lads from Rizzle Kicks is in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, that's Rizzle Kicks. And you're like, no way. You know, and it just, Forrest Whitaker, Donnie Yen, what's the guy Hannibal Lecter called from the miniseries? Who plays the girl's dad, who built the Death Star, who...
Oh, yeah.
As Nicholson.
That's him. Yeah. It was just great seeing all these people. I mean, particularly the British people, like the pilot, Raj, or is it something? He's a big British actor.
Yeah.
Riz Ahmed.
That's it, Riz Ahmed. Yeah. It was just.
He's a really
great.
good actor. He's a really good actor.
It is, and it made Rogue One feel special for me, which is why I feel mean shitting on Andor a little bit. But
don't honestly, I think it's got a similar vibe. There are a lot of moments in it that are unexpected, where you go, "Oh shit!" They actually like a bit like The Last of Us, where you go, "Oh, actually, they went there. They did that." Didn't expect them to. They just and it'll switch, like the tone of an episode will switch on a penny.
Mm.
And it's really it's entertaining like that, but it is a very, very slow burn. So it is heavily story driven. It's more like a drama than a thriller.
I don't mind it though. Like again, just as a Star Wars geek, it's just nice to just marinate in the world for a little bit. That's why in this Mando, I didn't hate this episode. I quite enjoyed seeing how things.
I didn't love it.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I just enjoyed I thought this, I understood where they were coming from and like what they were talking about, and I knew how the plot would go. So it's just a case of them getting there. But like along the ride, I just enjoyed seeing like what Coruscant was like at this time, like what because you just didn't see it. We've never seen it, and it was just nice seeing this. Post Empire, it was just nice seeing how everything, like what their mentality was. Now that the rebels are in charge, how they're going to captain everything, how they're leading everything, what's going on, what is the government like. So these things was good. I didn't hate what I saw. I just don't think it worked for Mando.
It just wasn't the right place to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, especially after like the castle or her home getting bombed, to then move on to Coruscant.
Yeah, Coruscant.
Am I saying it right? To move on to there. I mean, it sort of makes you think, right, as you're watching it, it's like, right, I can understand now how the First Order ended up getting into power, or how Snoke took over and created the new empire, because they're all a bit idiotic. There's technology there, they're not using it. They're just destroying everything instead of recycling or putting anything to good use. They've built, and I hate to say it, but for like the Empire soldiers and everything, it's like they put them in concentration camps. They took away their name and they're giving them numbers.
Yeah.
How can you not expect them to, like, the First Order to not take over 30 years down the line?
Yeah, because it is very like that, and I did appreciate that, because it's very like where they've gone, like I said, they've gone far right to far left, but the far left is really far right, but
pretending not to be.
Quite nicely done. It's just the wrong place to put it.
Yeah.
So far right and far left meet, don't they? Like it meets in authoritarianism, like
that, and then go, oh shit, we're doing what you did in a caring way.
In a false bullshit caring way. We care about you, but we're gonna have a robot decide if you're okay and not pick up on the signals of that you're really lying and are resentful because we're not letting you continue your science.
But that's exactly it. Like the Empire are like, we're doing this for us, and they're like, we're doing this for you. But it's the same thing.
But then you think, how is it Leia's allowed this to happen? Because isn't she kind of like in charge of all that?
Oh no! So it's a whole thing. So if you get time, you'll appreciate this, Amy. No cunt else will. Go and read. There's a couple of Leia books. Read Bloodlines, and can't think of the other one, but I'll message you in a bit.
Okay.
There's a couple of Leia books that are really good, and there's one that's set between. So it's set probably about 10 or 15 years after Mando, and sort of 5 or 10 years before the inception of, or maybe 5 years before the inception of the First Order, and you see how the First Order comes about and how the Senate's they've implemented it, but because they were doing it as a rush and no one was really prepared for it because no one expected to win, it's a bit shit. Because everyone's just like, oh, fuck, let's just stick a Jar Jar in there because he can represent us because he's the only one that will fucking speak up, but actually he's not the right person for the job. And that's kind of how the New Republic comes
Jar Jar's not the right person for the job?
He's not.
Waka, Jar Jar, boo.
Isn't that Fozzie? Isn't that Fozzie from the Muppets? Waka Waka. Just completely different Disney. Yeah.
I prefer the Waka Waka though.
Waka Waka. Mate, he might as well, though, let's face it. He might as well. When George Lucas was feeding the lines, he was like, you're going to be all like Waka Waka,
he was getting stoned. But he was stoned when he came up with Jar Jar.
No,
Definitely.
he was just
George
like,
Lucas.
no, he was just racist. He was just
Yeah.
being racist when he came up with Jar Jar, just ultimate racism. He was like, what do black people do?
He went to the islands on holiday and then come back with Jar Jar.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like, how do those people talk?
Yeah, that's how they talk.
That's not it, George.
Yeah,
Maybe diversify your inner circle, George.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he was just doing. The guy that played Jar Jar was like, just be yourself. He goes, yeah. How you people are, do that.
And the guy went, okay, I'm going to see how far I can take it.
He just went, do you know your ancestors? And then the guy was just like, I'm going to fuck with you so hard.
Yeah. It's just funny, like watching episode 1 back and just knowing that the guy playing Jar Jar was just being ironic. You know, just doing it all sarcastically. It would just make it. It might actually make it a little bit more watchable.
Well, I think we need
this
to
is
watch
one
it
bad.
I think we need to watch
These are best friends. It's just like he's actually doing it just to take the piss out of George Lucas.
It's all sarcasm.
It's all just sarcasm. That would actually make it a little bit more bearable.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the Star Wars chat. I'm going to give Jar Jar a lifeline. guys, do this. Watch it like this. Yeah.
Everything he does is sarcastic.
Yeah, every single thing he does is just a big fuck you to George Lucas. Yeah, it's brilliant. It just makes it
fantastic work. Yeah, he had no lines really. He was a lineless character, and just this fucking voice actor just ad-libbed for fucking fun.
Yeah.
They probably read the script and thought, this is a bit shit. Let's make it a bit funny.
Yeah. You know, George Lucas was just like, yeah, so you're going to have like a really kind of like soulful voice. Like, have you ever seen the program Chicken George? Like, let's just do that, but no cotton fields. Yeah, basically. Pretty much.
What the fuck's Chicken George?
I was like, that what's Chicken George, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine just pure racism and then put it on television.
Doing it, yeah.
Chef from South Park.
Yeah, like Chef, yeah. Yeah, Chef.
Wait, imagine pure racism, but what?
Just
Chef from South Park.
Yeah.
For his deep, sultry voice.
I didn't connect the two. So
you wouldn't know.
No, I'm not being a dick.
No. Alan wouldn't connect the two. As far as Alan concerns, racism is a myth.
No, so like more racism, and then how did we get to Chef?
Because he's got a deep, sultry voice, and he's kind of racist.
Country voice,
the way they treated him at the end.
Like a stereotype. Yeah, Alan, again, you wouldn't get it. Don't try and figure it out, because you won't get it. You're just like this.
Okay, that's fine. So stereotypically, the character of Chef and pure racism, right? I'm okay with that. I was like, what? Pure racism and sucking on chocolate salty balls? Like, that doesn't make sense. They don't line up. Like, I can't see anyone in a white hood going, put them in your mouth.
Don't you?
Hey, they're a confused lot. They wear capes, but say they're not gay or trans.
Like, it just didn't compute for me for a minute, but I get it. I understand.
Why question me?
Racism on the whole is a bit of a grey area for Alan.
Always.
Like,
it's just like an onion.
Yeah. Yeah. When someone's like, you're being racist, like, am I though? There's no line. There's no line.
Let's think about it from a white perspective.
Oh, speaking, you know what? We have like a full. But look at the diversity that we've got on tonight. The racial diversity.
3 white people and Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a god.
Wonderful work.
Yeah. Incredible stuff. Incredible.
Nick feels a little bit insulted by that. You can tell. It's like he was definitely thinking that's my joke.
Well done, Alan. Amy, you've passed the test. You've officially become Alan's replacement for the next episode, so that's fine. So unfortunately, this will be the last time we'll see Little London.
Alan, don't bend over like that, mate.
Audience of one, you are welcome.
Yeah, Vicky, you're welcome. Why shouldn't Alan bend over like that?
I'll go like that.
What? Why? What?
Go like that.
No, man, I'm not showing you my fucking bald patch.
You've already done it about 4 times. That's why I said I'll stop leaning your head forward.
Fucking horrible, innit? I need to shave your head.
Just don't go out in any strong winds. You'll be fine.
Mate, it's not. It's not a comb over. It's just fucking bald.
Get some of that spray on air from Phoenix Nights.
You can.
I'll become a monk. Would have blessings.
Oh yeah, come and get drunk round ours and let me give you a monk cut.
Yeah,
we'll drink like booze made by monks, and I'll shave the top of your head.
Yeah,
Mike, new deal for Alan.
Yeah, go on.
If I get my Mandalorian outfit and it is spot on the dogs, we get
Hear her out.
Alan.
I turn up to Comic Con as Friar Tuck.
Alan, it's going that way anyway. So you might as well embrace inevitability, pal.
Mate, I know. I know. I absolutely know. It's going fucking bald.
Monk it up. Monk it up. Get your monk on.
Get your monk on. All over your head.
Mike, I want a t-shirt, please. Get your monk on.
Get your monk on.
Yeah, a bottle of Frangelico on the front. Good time.
Bottle of Buckfast.
Yeah,
bottle of Frangelico.
Yeah, get your monk on.
All the booze is made by monks from around Europe. It's a fucking lot thinking about it.
I'm saying that. That's another thing. So what have we got? We've got cotton buds, basement dwellers, and if someone says, what are you doing? I was like, I'm getting a monk on. Good times. It means getting fucked up.
I completely forgot about cotton buds, by the way.
I've used it in public a couple of times. People do get offended. It's good. It's good.
Okay, cotton buds.
Cotton bud, yeah.
Oh, it was a nice time, wasn't it?
Cotton bud basement dweller.
How about that?
Yeah.
Cotton bud basement dweller.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I did put in the description that we were going to be sticking it to. Are you aware of the basement dweller cotton bud stuff we've been talking about, Amy?
I don't think he was on last week.
Was she not?
No.
So she missed Cotton Bud, bless.
Yeah.
Tell Amy about Cotton Bud. They're just such a lovely people.
It's such lovely people. So basically, Cotton Bud is the equivalent of. So I was trying to stick it to Alan, right? Because he always says he sees things from a white perspective. So I wanted him to see things from a black perspective. So I said, imagine in slave times, like white people were picking the cotton and like black people were in charge. And I was like, but there would be no N word. We would be calling you things like cotton buds or cotties in the bars. So now
Get to the back of the bus, Cotton Bud.
Yeah, exactly. we don't serve cotton buds in this bar, mate. Yeah, get the fuck out of it, Cotty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and obviously we've been berating basement dwellers as well. So we decided that the ultimate insult was a basement dwelling cotton bud.
Facts.
So, yeah.
Don't know how I'm getting that on a t-shirt though.
Basement dwelling cotton buds, yeah, and
but I will do it. I will figure it out.
Yeah.
I might try and do you something, because I reckon I could definitely do like a cotton bud stick man sat on a fucking settee or on a chair with loads of pizza and fucking Red Bull around him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the cotton.
Maybe like stairs going up the stairs going up.
That's
so like basement.
Yeah,
basement.
A pipe.
Yeah. Some dirty, scummy pipe. Like a
a dead hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living in his mum's basement, keyboard warrior, basement dweller. Suck a dick.
It's just a controller on the floor covered in shit. Covered in like pizza sauce.
Yeah.
And fingerprints.
And cum. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Just semen.
Yeah.
Pizza sauce and semen.
He's covered in cum.
Yeah.
And cheese. Not
and
the good
cheese. Yeah.
But
Like powdered. Yeah. Generic.
Washing.
Yeah.
Just because he just was, because he was like, "Mom, come, like, it's so itchy, Mom."
Yeah.
And then, but she didn't come down and wash him with a sponge bath him.
I feel like that's a scene from American Horror Story.
I don't know how you're going to get all that on a t-shirt.
I felt like it
Yeah.
was a scene from American Pie.
It probably was as well.
So moving on from cotton buds, are we going to have we seen the cotties? Yeah. Have we seen the trailer for The Little Mermaid yet?
Yes.
Oh, I've not watched it all, you know.
Yeah. So that came out this week. Amy, what do you think about it?
Why is Disney trying to see? This is where I feel conflicted towards Disney, because it's like, why are you trying to ruin my childhood? And at the same time, they bring out good shit like The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. You don't think it looks good?
I don't think it looks good. I don't like it, but I'm not like, oh yeah, I gotta go cinema to watch this as soon as it's out. But I'm like, yeah, it's okay. If when it's on Disney Plus, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's same like with Pinocchio. I mean, in fairness, I still haven't got round to watching that either. But
Don't watch it. Watch the Del Toro one on that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say just watch the Del Toro one.
But you get what I'm saying. It's like there's no excitement there that I should feel. You know, with it being, because I remember as a kid as well going to the cinema with my dad as a little kid to watch The Little Mermaid when it first came out, and it was brilliant. I loved it. And now it's like they've done a live action. I've seen the trailer, and I feel like there's gonna be huge gaps. The things are going to be missed. Things are going to be cut out, like they do with others. Like they did it with Aladdin. They did it with other
racism. They put the racism out now. That's all it is.
That's why we don't like it.
So
there just needs to be a pinch, a smidge of the old Disney, the good old-fashioned family. Yeah, a suggestion of the good old-fashioned American family racism.
I get what you're saying, but I had to just pull you up on Aladdin there, because yes, they cut some bits out of Aladdin and it wasn't fantastic, and you had, Will Smith, but you also got an additional song by Naomi Scott, which is probably, I think it's called Speechless, which is one of the best songs that Disney have done in a really, really long fucking time.
Nah. Fuck that. Right. Okay. So
what I was gonna say is I haven't seen the trailer or anything, but I saw the poster for it the other day, and then I saw Ursula, and I thought, wow, they've just got Roseanne Barr and dyed a purple for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then in my head I remembered her singing the American national anthem at the baseball game, and it went horribly, and she got booed. So in my head, that is what this Ursula's gonna be: is Roseanne Barr off her face on coke, just screeching, which kind of makes me want to watch it a bit more.
You're just going to be horribly disappointed though, because
why have you put it back on? I was just going to go for a piss.
Sorry, my apologies. If I put him back on, we'll actually see him having the piss. Mike, I feel like you're just going to be terribly disappointed by it.
Well, shock. I'm terribly disappointed whenever I watch anything what Disney ever put out. There's not enough death.
And Disney endorsed a lot of death as well.
Yeah, they'll kill off people's family, like the parents off. But like
straight up,
it's mass genocide. There's no like just random targeting of people because of certain.
Mulan, she just wipes out an army, doesn't she? With one rocket. It's incredible.
Yeah. I was somewhat disappointed.
I'm not talking about the live action. I'm not talking about the live action. The Disney animated Mulan film.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Into a mountain and just kills like thousands of people. Murders them.
Mongolians.
Yeah, but you don't see it, do you?
Yeah, you do. No. They'll get
don't see limbs just like hanging off rocks and shit.
Yeah, you don't see them get brutalized. They're just covered in snow. Sorry, Amy.
No, it's okay. I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry. But in fairness to Milan, that's fair enough. She blew a rocket into there, but that could have happened just if somebody shouted. It was an avalanche. Easily could have happened just if somebody just shouted, "Hey ho, hi ho, Silver."
No, because the whole of the Mongolian army were screaming, running down that mountain. Not so much of a rock fell off. She needed to fire the rocket.
Well, that still could have happened had she not fired the rocket.
You do the same if a bunch of monks are running at you as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Exactly. Raping, pillaging. I mean, have you watched Marco Polo?
Yeah, well, the first couple of seasons, and then I was like, oh, I couldn't be asked waiting for the next season to come back. But it's
Well, it
really
got
good.
cancelled.
Did I
Yeah, well, it got cancelled after the second season.
All right, there you go. What are you saying?
Did somebody say Mongolians?
Yeah.
Don't be racist.
I said Mongs, technically.
Fucking hell.
And just wanted to point out on the whole Disney racism thing,
What was
just
we talking
to
about? What was
preserve
we
my
talking
innocence.
about?
Mulan.
Mulan, killing all the Mongs.
Right.
For running them.
Okay. Fine. Right.
Yeah, no, Mike wasn't just saying he wants all Mongs
I didn't know
killed.
it was
Yeah, Mike wasn't making a statement saying, yeah, like all Mongs should be hacked limb from limb. And he wants to see this in a Disney film. That's not what he was saying. You caught the wrong end of
I was
that.
saying I was disappointed by Disney films because they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they kind of did it.
But like I said to Nick, they don't show you like the limbs like just hanging off rocks and stuff.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So it's not proper violence.
No. So Amy, you were saying about the racism.
Yeah, just to preserve my innocence and everything. I never really noticed the racism until, for example, you, Nick, pointed it out. Like, for example, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, that was very racist.
Yeah, that was again, that went over my head until the one day when Nick pointed it out to me at work, and it was just like,
Lady and the Tramp's racist? What?
Yeah.
Alan, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, I spent 34 years not noticing and being oblivious to it until Nick pointed it out, and now it's like, oh yeah, that is really bad.
They took
an offensive to
piss with those cats. Like they went all in. Like whoever was
putting it.
They would have spent. Do you know what the thing is? Artists would have spent a good time designing that, like thinking about it and drawing it and then animating it. Like Jesus Christ! I mean,
anything for the money.
Yeah. I mean, the new Peter Pan movie live action is coming out, and to be honest, I said if they're not singing "What Makes the Red Man Red," I ain't watching it.
I mean, that did make me piss in the chat. To be fair, it made me absolutely wet laughing. I was ruined. But it's one of the funniest things you've ever said. It's great work.
Mate, most of the best stuff happens in the chat, but we just can't. We cannot.
It was it's stuff we can't air.
Yeah,
because we could, but
I mean, yeah, we could, yeah.
So
we could.
We'll
be wise.
In fairness,
if we get enough fucking subscribers and this can be our full-time job, just offending folk, cool. We'll put it out, not a problem.
Yeah. We'll just we'll just release our WhatsApps. Yeah. We'll just release all our WhatsApps, and that would just that'll set us. Yeah, exactly. And get us arrested. But
you two will be all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like one of Alan's WhatsApp. I don't know. Mine's fairly tongue in cheek. They're going to ask me a few questions, I think, before they lock me up completely. Like, what did you exactly mean by this?
Yeah, they're just going to shoot me outside.
Yeah. Which one's Alan? Right. You two coming in for questioning.
With the whole racism thing also going over my head, and we're talking about the Little Mermaid, Under the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a racist song?
No, but Sebastian is very racist.
Sebastian's accent is generalization, very stereotypical.
Well, no, I mean the most predominant thing on Sebastian is his lips, and as far as I'm concerned, just out and out racism. I mean, this is the 90s as well.
I didn't even think of that because I thought he was all shell.
No, I know. No. They made him all shell in the live action. They rectified it, and now he doesn't look like Sebastian anymore. Why?
He looks fucking terrifying.
No giant lips.
I didn't see Sebastian in the trailer.
Yeah, he's just like some little crab.
Scary, mate. He's not. It's not a pretty thing.
Yeah.
It's an actual
No.
crab.
Oh, that sounds mint.
No,
I'm
it's
going
not.
to prefer this one.
I'm not into it.
It sounds
Oh,
tasty.
that. It sounds like Rosie Barr's
making
just
me
been
hungry,
taking
yeah.
too much LSD. She's thought she's Ursula and jumped into the sea.
So like I said, I've not watched it. Excuse me, sorry.
Wow.
So
You're going to be sick, lads?
no, because I've only got 3 left.
Oh, that thought's probably going to make you sick. Yeah.
So I've
Get
not
to
watched
the
the
bar.
trailer, I've seen like screenshots and shit like that. But so Sebastian looks terrifying as fuck, whereas Ursula not so much. Looks really kind of plasticine and not.
They made her tentacles like
More
neon.
child friendly.
No, they kind of light up. It's weird.
No, well, as a kid, hands down. When she
Here we
gets all
go.
big and she's all like gigantic, she terrified me. I actually got a little scared as a kid.
Oh, that's not where any of us thought you were going with that.
So, because I immediately went, Amy didn't get the racism, but she got the tentacle part. Fuck.
Yeah, that's not where one of us. We were all waiting, like literally, just for you to finish what you were going to say, because we were all thinking this is going to be wild as fuck.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you come every week, please?
This is
fucking great.
Why not?
Oh,
yeah,
please. You may as well fucking well, mate. Like
just, I mean, it was just so. It's our fault. It's us. It's nothing to do with you. You were talking very innocently. Our minds went straight to hentai. Yeah, we were just like,
horrible bastards.
Yeah, she made it more child friendly. It's like, yeah, what's she going to do with the tentacles? Fuck someone with them. That's what we thought. You know.
In my head, it was just 8 floppy cocks, 8 floppy cocks, 8 floppy cocks.
Yeah, just going around in circles.
So, but you will always go to dick jokes. Always.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
What?
I don't think it's like he has to turn his camera and stuff off when he leaves.
I feel like he said "bear with me," and then he just.
He did, and then.
He's not coming back, is he?
I'm here on my own. The fucking shower's just started running. And I'm not joking. And look at the lines on the door. Like, does this not look like The Shining to you?
No,
but it looks like a place where you might die.
It looks more comfortable than The Shining.
It looks like something could be stood behind you and you'll never know.
Go and show us the wet shower if it's just been on. Show me, I'll do a ghost adventure.
Actually, go to the hallway. See if there's 2 little girls on bicycles.
It's literally just started fucking running.
That's weird.
Yes, it is weird. And if you don't think it's like The Shining, watch this.
Bong, 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 bong.
Okay, I'm never staying in a hotel, it's particularly like without Simon. I need my never on my own.
I don't. What is that behind you? Like on the ceiling there, mate. Whatever that, Alan. But just behind you on the ceiling, there's like a square kind of whatever that is. Yeah, no, not stain. No, it looks like something could be hidden there. No, behind you.
What, the wall then?
Behind you. No. The opposite way. This is where we see him die. This is how everyone dies. He's just going to be sucked into the darkness. Something's just going to grab him. No, the other way. Now in front of you, Alan. In front of you. Go forward. Go forward. Yeah. So where the door is, where the door is, where we just came from. The door where we just came from, there's like a square something. Yeah. So back.
Oh, that.
No. Further back. Go further back towards the door. Towards.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah, what is that?
What is that?
No, where? I can't see. I thought you meant that over the door.
Well, I did, but now I see this now. I thought like that over the door as well.
Metal.
No, behind that. Where the light is.
There we go.
There.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's how you're gonna die.
That's
how you're gonna die.
No, that's how you escape.
Is there a man? You gotta die.
Feed it out.
No. You're being a bit stubborn.
The fact that opens as
I
well.
can't put it back in now. You fucked it now. Hang on a
That's
minute.
what she said. Right. Oh no, and the feet. Oh no, we're going to see something go towards him now.
Just his pants fall down.
Yay! Brilliant.
1 out of 10, not enough blood.
Oh, really?
Not
Shit.
enough blood. And he's wearing white. Missed opportunity. We would have really got the blood stains. Yeah.
Right,
Can we
you just pissed yourself.
Why
Right.
would it be
Anyway,
red?
now that I'm not,
What did we read?
if I die tonight, like if this is my last record, Debbie, you're lovely. You're a lovely person. Far too good for me. Kids, great. Well done. Carry on being you. You're all cunts.
To be honest,
Thanks. Thank you.
Sorry.
to be honest,
I'm just
Alan,
so used to just with them two.
yeah, I literally half expected you just to scream out the N word. But that's fair enough.
No, that's
I just thought that. I just assumed that was going to be your last words.
Ninja.
That's when I like Nigel, while you're asleep. That's all. That's all you want to hear, mate. If I die, you're going to wake up to me floating above you, going, Nigel.
So you're saying that your ghost is going to torment me saying the N word constantly?
Nigel, yeah.
Nuclear.
Didn't say what N word. I said the N word. Your N word is Nigel. Yeah.
No.
You just admitted.
My N word is Nigel, which is your Tory name.
My Tory name's Nicholas.
Well, actually, to be fair.
Which is also my white name. Okay, cool. Right, so this has been Red Lion Pictures.
Stop
Amy,
yet.
what?
We can't go yet. I need to speak to Mike.
You're actually terrified that you're going to die. That's
I
right.
need to ask Mike a question as well.
Okay, go on then.
Amy, you go first.
Okay. What does Vicky mean when she says you can't say the word Roseanne?
She thinks I can't say the word Roseanne, but I think I can.
because Vicky thinks sometimes you have like a speechy thing.
Yeah, because she thinks I'm special like that.
I mean,
Either that or I've spelt it wrong because of my dyslexia. Could be either.
But there is a point. So I get what Vicky's saying. There's a point when you've had enough alcohol where your R's turn to W's, but that's not a speech impediment thing. That is a drink thing.
Yeah.
And it is.
And you're drunk a lot. So that's why she thinks.
Yeah. So there is a point where it goes from R to W. So Wozan, it's funny as shit.
Where was my goodbye from Alan if he's dead? And I sent you some picture.
Well, I'm on my phone, Vicky. Piss off. She's telling me she sent me messages like I'm going to be able to read them while I'm on my phone.
Where's my speech when he's dead?
Alan, Vicky says, "Where's her speech?" You could have just put this in the comments. He would have read it.
I'm not being funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got caught.
They're all getting called bad names apart from Amy. Obviously, the only thing I'll be doing for you.
Yeah, she wants to know if she's got a good. If she a cunt or not.
No, she's the only one I'm going to speak to on the Ouija board that she'll clearly get at my funeral because and this is a genuine conversation.
She literally started doing a celebratory dance there.
On my children's.
This isn't fair.
I'm not going to do that because my kids don't like it. But on anyone's life you want me to swear on, this is a genuine conversation that I've had. I've said to Debbie that when I die, she is to buy 2 Ouija boards and write on them, "Let's keep in touch," and she's to give them to you two at my funeral from me.
To who?
That's the gift to Mike and Vicar. Let's keep in touch. Ouija boards.
I don't get one.
Oh no, sorry.
I don't get one.
Sorry, no, you don't get one. Name. Sorry. Yeah. So Nick and Vicar, Mike, you'll be there anyway. It's not like.
So Mike doesn't get one.
No, Mike.
I don't want one. They're fucking bollocks.
Mike and Vicky come as one.
But yeah.
I bet she does.
Get a little
Amy,
cat.
you're actually just like
Let's
the
keep
filth
in
coming out
touch
of your mouth
and read
today.
board.
Tentacle
Genuinely.
porn. Yeah.
100%. That's I've already had that conversation with her.
So, if you, touch wood, die a horrible death tonight,
Yeah.
Mike and Vicky are going to get one Ouija board. Nick's going to get the other.
Yeah. You'll just have to go round.
Can I have your PlayStation?
Can I have that hoodie? I prefer
Can
that.
you not? Yeah, exactly. Can you not Xbox?
That hoodie is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Whatever.
It's
But
like
Okay.
it's like you want.
That's the agreement. That's what
Yeah.
I've already said to her. Like just as a fucking joke, because who wants to be fucking crying all day?
Yeah.
That's it. Ouija board. Let's keep in touch.
Big old emo kids.
I feel like you think you might die. I feel like you think you might die.
You can all keep in touch. I'll just be like,
How's
Dead.
Alan?
okay.
How's Alan? Yeah,
You're
still
gonna live
dead.
forever, because
Still dead,
like
yeah.
you're just special.
Aww.
oh,
Oh, that's
Hey,
really
girl.
nice. It's nice, like it's definitely the last words of a man that's going to be slaughtered in his bedroom tonight. So
It's
yeah,
fine. I'll
quite
text you in the morning. I'll be right.
nice. Yeah.
Right. So, Mike, there's a show. It's shit.
Oh yeah, come on.
Right.
Oh my
It's
God.
called The Wolf Pack.
Oh, that
it's
sounds terrible.
not. It's not. It's not.
It's so bad.
It's not.
But it's got Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. You can read it from the. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait to get off this live to watch the finale. It's tonight, 16th of March. Put it in your diary. Finale, season 1.
I'm on episode 3. I'm on episode 3, and I like it.
Amy, I accidentally watched 7 episodes in a day. I was supposed to be working. It was fucking great. So good. Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar, a bunch of pretty kids, and then it's like Teen Wolf, the show, not the film.
Oh God.
It's really like Teen Wolf, but also not like Teen Wolf. It's shit.
It's not shit. It's not. Oh.
But it is. But Amy,
It's not.
I think this is what you. So it's shit in a way that gives me the most amount of joy. Like I was looking for ages from National Treasure finishing to find a show that I was really invested in that I didn't give a fuck about ultimately. That was so trashy and. Let's not get this wrong. When I say badly acted, Sarah Michelle is not the Catherine Zeta-Jones of this show. Sarah Michelle Gellar is a fucking queen and is fantastic in everything.
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 Yeah, everything.
Everything.
I'm a huge Sarah Michelle Gellar fan. You know, I'm right up there. I had the posters of her on my wall as a kid.
She's great.
I'm going down in Mike's estimations.
But this is the thing like this. So this is what happened. I watched this, smashed it all out in a day, and then was like, oh no, because I watched it accidentally because I thought it was only 7 episodes, and then was fucking fuming about the fact that the 8th episode, the finale, wasn't out until today. Watched it and then went fucking fuming about that. I'm gonna watch She's All That, so that I can watch Freddie Prinze Jr.
I know what you did last summer instead.
So I stopped watching that. So I finished that, and then I watched She's All That. And now I'm out. I might watch Down to You, and I might watch. I might go on a Freddie binge.
Watch Scooby Doo.
Not that bad. I'm not that bad. I don't. He is Fred. like I get it, like it makes sense, but I might just go back and watch all of the stuff that I watched in the 90s and like early 2000s of Freddie Prinze Jr. and just been like, oh,
I know what you did last summer.
Couple, like they're a proper king and queen, and I fucking love him. And he doesn't
Well,
do
you
a
know-
lot of stuff because he doesn't like to work away from his family, and she's the same, and that's why they're not in a lot of stuff. And he's a proper Star Wars nerd, like a proper Star Wars nerd. And he was Kanan Jarrus, and like there's all of that goes on behind it. But ultimately, I just went, I'm gonna watch this really fucking shit film with Frankie in, just because I've not got this other shit thing that his wife's in. I'm not even sorry.
Well, I agree with Mike. If you are going to go on a Freddie Prinze Jr. binge, at least do that. I Know What You Did Last Summers as well.
Yeah. But then I can also go to like The Grudge and watch her again.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you really need a good fix.
Nah, we're done here. Right. So, thank you very much for watching Red Line Picture. This has been amazingly entertaining. I don't know what happened to Alan. We just lost him. He may have been murdered in this hotel. The Grudge was the final straw. So that's Mike, the Disrespected. Amy, thank you very much for joining us on the live today.
Thank you for having me.
You've been an amazing guest. We're not used to such kind of crude jokes, but we'll have to get used to it. Thank you so much. Oh, he's back now. Little London, thank you very much once again for joining us for the last show that you'll be on. Amy, welcome to the show. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you're thinking about The Mandalorian, where you think it's going to go, who you think it's going to come in to the show going forward, what you thought about The Last of Us as well, the last episode, where you think episode 2 is going to go into it, and what you think about the Little Mermaid trailer as well. And if you're a fan of Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar, as Alan is, maybe you can start a club. Please don't put it in the comments though, because you'll be immediately dismissed from anything to do with Red Line Picture. So thank you very much once again for watching. We'll be back next week talking more shit. If there's any thing that you want us to try drink wise, talk about, and Alan, I miss your games, so I want a game next week. Call it Cotton Bud.
Oh mate, it's so much hard work though.
Cock or ball.
Yeah,
We can play cock or ball on telly, on internet, can't we? Yeah. Right, so you pull your pants down and then you just show like a square centimetre and people have to guess if it's cock or ball.
Alan, if you don't come up with a game, then that's what we're playing. That's what we're playing. Then come up with a game.
Yeah,
Then come up with a game.
I won't be joining you if that's the case next week because I can't play that game.
Yeah, we'll play cock or ball, and Amy's like tit or rib. Like it's not like equal, is it? That's not.
I just think we need Alan to come up with a game. I think that's the main thing. Also, if we get more than 5 likes or something, then Alan will shave his head. So that's the game. Yeah, monk up. Let's get our monk on. Thank you.